What's up, guys? My name is Dom. If you're new here, welcome back to my channel. If you have been here before, today's video I am going to be talking all about the seeds that I'm going to be planting for the fall, as well as just a second crop of some of the crops that I already have out there. So a second wave of like summer crops, so things like squash, beans, things like that. So I live in zone 8B, coastal South Carolina. My first frost isn't projected until November 5th. Usually it's about November 2nd. I think it was last year, the year before, it projected November 2nd, and it froze on November 2nd, got down to exactly 32 degrees, but then we went 2 or 3 weeks longer without a frost in sight. So the weather here is definitely really crazy, really unexpected. So since it's saying our first frost is not till November 5th, I basically just asked Google how many days until November 5th, and it gave me a rough, I think when I asked, it was 113 days. That was like maybe a week or almost a week ago. So by now, I'm guessing I have pretty close to 100 days. I basically just went through all of my seeds, and a lot of my crops, things like tomatoes, didn't do very well. We rained for 3 weeks straight. It's still in the rain, like it's still raining right now. Like it's not raining right now, but every day in the month of July, it's been projected to have a thunderstorm at some point of the day. And today and tomorrow is no different. It's still projected to have a thunderstorm sometime today. Yesterday it rained, the day before it rained. It's just been a rainy, hot mess. So obviously things like tomatoes do not like that, as well as struggling with the tomato hornworm and I was sick at one point. My husband got sick. So it was just a hot mess for tomatoes. We do have some healthy tomatoes out there that I planted later than all the rest of the tomatoes, and so they're still looking good. But for the most part, most of my tomatoes are struggling. And so I did maybe 3-4 days ago plant another crop of tomatoes. I am a little late on planting tomatoes. If you wanted to plant another wave of tomatoes in my area, it would have been done mid-June, but I just looked for varieties that was going to produce very fast. And my gardener has a variety called 42-day tomato, which means that after you have started it inside your house for about 6 weeks, once you put it outside into the garden, it should produce you tomatoes in 42 days. I think that I would have enough time for quick variety tomatoes, so those would be like things like cherry tomatoes, which produce faster than if you were like beefsteak. And so most of the tomatoes that I started a second wave of are for cherry tomatoes, which I've gotten lots of cherry tomatoes this year. But to make me feel better, I decided I was going to plant another wave of tomatoes. So today I'm not planting any tomatoes, but I am going to be planting things for my fall. So I have a bunch of cabbages here. And so I have some pak choy, some bok choy, Savoy cabbage, red cabbage. I have Copenhagen. I have a Charleston Wakefield. And as you can see, I get my seeds from all over, from variety of different companies. I like to try different seed companies to see which company has like the best germination, the best price. If I know a seed company has seed sales, I'd like to definitely sign up for those. And so I haven't found a company that I did not like their seeds or I felt like they had poor germination. Every company that I've tried has always worked well, and sometimes I only buy one time from them just to see. Maybe their prices were too expensive, maybe they don't have a lot of seed sales, but every company I've tried have worked for me. I'm also going to be planting broccoli. I'm going to be planting Waltham 29, as well as the Calabrese broccoli, and then just some broccoli rab. I'm going to be planting cauliflower and some Brussels sprouts. This is a 75 days to maturity Brussels sprout. I did try to plant some Brussels sprouts in the spring and they didn't do well. When I looked up in my the Farmer's Almanac, it said I had, if I wanted to plant broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower, that the cabbage should have been started July 15th, and then the cauliflower and the broccoli should have been started July 25th. Today's about July 19th, but I'm going to be planting them all at the same time. And I think that they should do fine. I'm also going to be planting a second wave of squash. Some of these squash I planted in the spring and some of them did not germinate, so I am planting them again. I did plant lemon squash and I don't think I got any to germinate, so I'm going to try that again. I didn't try to do kukuzi squash, but I am going to try this time. It says 80 days to maturity, and we're probably about a little bit over 100 right now, and it is a vining variety, which is why I'm going to try this one, because I do have, once I pull out some cucumbers, I'll have some more space for vining crops. I'm going to try this variety of zucchini. I do have other zucchini in the garden right now, just a regular green one and then a whitish one and then a yellow one, but I didn't get any of these, so I'm going to try that. I didn't get any white scallops, as well as this total eclipse and then this ronde niche, or I don't know how you say that. But those are the squash varieties I'm going to try. And all of these maturity, like the kukuzi, I think is the longest one is 80 days. But like this other one, the zucchini, says 45 to 50 days. And so I know I have enough time to plant another round of squashes. Some other things are cucumbers. So I have a white cucumber out there right now, but every time I see it, I catch it and it's already turning yellow. So I'm going to try and get, I did save seeds from it, and then now the plant's dying. But I'm going to try another white cucumber. I'm going to try this salt and pepper cucumber because I didn't get any of these in the spring. This crystal apple cucumber. All of these cucumbers are cucumbers that I did not grow in the spring. I think almost all of them. This lemon cuke. This little potato, because it just looks cool. I did get this suyo long. In fact, I have 4 growing outside in my garden right now that I'm going to save seeds from, because this was my family's favorite cucumber. We have this muncher cucumber. That would just be for like snacking, and then we have a Space Master cucumber. So this Space Master cucumber is not going to get very long and vining, because it only grows like 2 or 3 feet, so that's going to be perfect. So I'm going to be planting these, and these, let's see, have, some of them say 55 to 60 days to maturity, and this is like you planting them out into the garden, because that's what I'm going to be doing. Well, I am going to start them into containers just to see which ones germinate, and then whichever ones germinate, transfer them to the garden. And I am going to be starting them in these 6-cell trays. These are fat ones, because cucumbers and squash, they grow really, they're a big seed, so they grow really big and really fast once they start, and they don't really like to be transplanted. But I've had success transplanting them and planting them in a bigger container, because it gives them more room to grow their roots. Okay, I'm also going to be trying some melons. So all of these melons were melons that were small melons. Oh, actually, this is a cucumber. This is a bushy cucumber. That goes with the cucumbers. And bushy just means that the vine is not going to get very long. But all of these melons that I have right here are melons that are going to produce fast. We have a sugar baby watermelon, which is an 80-day variety. I did plant sugar baby watermelons out there, but I'm not sure if I have any germinated right now. We also have this yellow doll watermelon, which is the actual first watermelon that we've gotten from the garden, and it tasted amazing, so I'm planting it again. It says it's a 68-day variety, because I think the vine right now is struggling. We have a Dixie Queen watermelon, which says 80 days to maturity. Tender Sweet Orange, that's 80 to 90 days, so that's a little longer. This Petite Yellow. I'm going to plant another round of Kajari melons, because I did see that there are Kajari melons out there, but again, the plant does not look the best, and so I'm going to plant another round. So most of the things that I'm planting another round for are things that I don't have growing in my garden right now. So I don't feel like we'll be tired of them, because we didn't really have them this spring. I do have some things out there, like I said, zucchini out there that haven't started producing yet. I think I've only gotten one zucchini, like regular green zucchini, so far this year, because I planted the different color variety zucchini, so like the yellow one, the white one, and then after that I did a second crop of the regular green zucchini. So I'll start getting, I did see that there was plants out there that had baby zucchinis on there. So we'll start getting zucchinis, regular green zucchinis pretty soon. And then my second, or I guess this will be my third wave of squashes, would be these variety squashes that I didn't get at all this spring. So my daughter has been working on filling containers. So I am using these containers, and I'm just basically going through, and I already wrote down all of the tags for what I want, and then now I'm going to be thinking about how many plants do I want of each one, because as you can see, this is a 6-pack, and I have a very large garden, and once all of my summer crops stop producing, I will have lots of empty beds. So I know I have this bed that's empty, and all of these beds are 3 by 6, which means it's 18 square feet. I can fit 18 plants. That means of cabbages or broccoli, because if I follow the square foot gardening method, in the square foot gardening method, you can plant 1 cabbage, 1 broccoli per square foot. So with these beds being 18 square foot, I can have 18 of broccoli in 1 bed, or 18 cabbages in 1 bed. So I know I have this one that's empty. I have another one right here that's empty. This one is empty. I have this one right here, which are leeks, and I'm thinking that's Swiss chard, but I can remove that, and this one could be empty. I have some empty beds here and over there. This cattle panel right here, I can plant another round of tomatoes. This is where my Armenian cucumber was. Actually, no, this is where my Armenian cucumber was. You can actually still see a couple Armenian cucumbers right there. I need to pull this plant out, and I'll put more cucumbers here. This is where I got that melon that kept being bitter and wasn't supposed to. So I pulled this out. I'm not sure. Oh, this is the apple cucumber. I didn't even know I planted this here, but obviously there's no apple cucumbers on here. That one looks like it's dying, like most of these are dying. So I'll just plant a new one here. I did plant cucamelons here at the beginning of spring, but I have not gotten any cucamelons. The vines are still climbing up, but there's no flowers for cucamelons. This is where I got that yellow watermelon from, and as you can see, the vine looks like it's dying, but it does have a melon there. And then down here, I'm not sure, these aren't watermelons, these may be some variety of cantaloupe. And so I'll have this space right here to produce a second round of melons here. Over here, I have lots of these are cantaloupes down here. And so maybe this one might stay. It still looks pretty healthy. But this side right here, you can see the disease right here. Right here is where I got those Tigger melons from. And there's just one more there. This one is a cantaloupe, but it has a hole inside of it because I just saw it. Right here, there's a watermelon, but I don't see any melons on there. So it's just nice to walk around the garden and see how many cattle panels I have, how many spaces I have to plant a second crop of things. My daughter just picked this corn because it was open already. I showed this in a video that the top was open, so we're gonna see what it looks like in the inside. So while she's waiting, this is where I have that white zucchini right there, and then I have the yellow ones there, and then this one's a regular green one. And all of the plants are looking pretty decent. I'm saving seeds from that one, so I'm letting that one gonna get really big. But this yellow one specifically is looking really good. This green one does have some spotting on it, but I do have another spot that has, I planted green zucchini. So let's see.
Part's good, but that part didn't really fully.
Okay, so it didn't fully pollinate, but the coloring is super pretty.
Wow.
This was a grinding corn, and it just looks really nice.
It looks yummy.
It looks pretty. So now that I'm back inside, I'm going to start planting seeds. I already have my daughter Anaya starting to plant the squashes and the melons, and I'm working on the brassicas. So right now I'm going to start with the snowball cauliflower. So these specific seeds that I'm planting for this is from Survival Garden Seeds. I shared in my last video how you can get 10% off if you use my coupon code. I'll leave the link again in this video. The coupon code you would use is Faithfamilyhomestead, but I'll leave that information down below. They come in packs right here. So we have a homesteaders pack, which comes with 50. We have a home and garden pack, which comes with 30. So this one that comes with 30 is $29.99. The homesteaders pack that comes with 50 is $49.99. And then we have a farmers pack, which comes with 100 seeds, and that is $99.99. Put my 10% discount will make it even cheaper, less than $1 per pack, which is awesome. And so I am going to be planting these cabbages. I am going to be planting, not cabbages, cauliflower. I'm going to be planting 18 because I have this 6 tray right here, and so I want to end up with 18 cauliflower plants. That would give me enough for one whole bed full of cauliflower. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I might want 2 beds of cauliflower. Maybe I might make a whole tray of cauliflower and plant 36 so that I could have 2 beds of cauliflower. You can use cauliflower to make rice, cauliflower mashed potatoes, just a lot of things. You can freeze it. And so I'm thinking I'm actually going to change my mind. Instead of doing 18, I'm going to do 36. So I actually filled this whole tray, and this whole tray is going to be with cauliflower. I am going to be sitting this on my racks right here. This is where I started all of my seeds for the spring. Right now it's looking a little messy because I have a bunch of empty containers and stuff like that, and my box broke. But this is where I'm going to be starting all of my fall seeds. This is my glass room that we call it, and it stays pretty cool in here. I did have the tomatoes that I started in here with the heater on, but I brought those outside now because it's plenty hot to get the seeds for the tomatoes to germinate outside. I just have to remember to water them. So I am going to be keeping the fan on in here. This room has AC, and it is the coolest part of my house. It is shaded, and so it will stay pretty cool in here because brassicas do not like to be warm. They will bolt if they get too warm. And with me starting these seeds in the middle of the summer, very, very hot, it's mid-July, but they're not going to be going out until, I think, September-ish, maybe the end of August, like whenever it starts cooling down, and we won't have these degrees until like 100 degrees plus every day, because that will not be good. But if I waited to start them, then it would be too late to start them. So I'm starting them now. I'm going to keep them cool as possible, let them grow in here. I'm going to be turning off this light. They do not need light to germinate, but once they do sprout, then I'll turn back on the light. I just had these on for the tomatoes. While I'm sitting here waiting for my daughter to finish filling up more trays, I did order more seeds. When was this? This was April 22nd, and I just opened this yesterday from My Gardener. Then I ordered this pack of seeds from Botanical Seeds. When did I order this? June 23rd they shipped this out, and I just opened this yesterday as well. Like I said before in previous videos, I do like to order seeds when companies are having seed sales. And so that is exactly what I did. These were, I think they were having, I don't know if it was 50% off sale, but I did order lots of seed packets for less than $1. And then the same thing with the MI Gardener order. It doesn't show how much they were, but I'm pretty sure it was a time when he was having a sale, and for making the seed packets about $1 or less. And I had already looked at what I ordered and saw that none of the things I ordered were like, well, there's a broccoli rab, but I already had broccoli rab seeds. But none of the other things on here are things that I can start right now for a fall crop. They're like tomatoes, bell peppers, onions, we have melons, herbs, which I can start herbs, and then some flowers. So none of these, when I opened it yesterday and saw, are things that I can start now, but they were things that I ordered because they were having a seed sale, and that's when I like to stock up on my seeds. For seeds now, or botanical seeds, there are some things in here like there's a cauliflower in here. I didn't even see that yesterday when I looked. It's the same variety though, it's the snowball cauliflower. We have some broccolis in here, so I'll probably take that out. A cabbage, but I have that variety. We have lots of bush beans in here. So bush beans aren't something that I'm going to start indoors, but they are something that I can start outdoors again, because like I said, they only take about 55 days. We do have some rutabagas. I'll be starting those outside. Some squashes, some more herbs, tomatoes, and some flowers. So definitely some things in here that as well that I can plant. If you're looking to grow your seed collection, I would definitely start with those seed sales. Like I previously said, sometimes they won't have all of the varieties that you're looking for, like if you was to order in spring, but they do have those varieties that are less popular maybe, or they just had like an abundance of those seeds, and you can get those. And then when you go through your seeds and know what crops you're missing that you want to plant, you can pay full price for those, and it kind of like balances out that way. One thing I'm really excited that I got from Botanical Seeds was this wheatgrass. I'll be using this wheatgrass more of like sprouts, so I'll be like in this picture planting a bunch of them close together and letting them sprout, because wheatgrass is really good. You can juice it, you can feed it to your animals, you can do lots of things with it. It also says in the back it says the juice is packed with vitamins, minerals, and chlorophyll, and so definitely want to grow some of these. I wonder if you could let this go to seed and then have seeds, save some seeds from it. I don't know. I've never grown it, but I've always wanted to try, and so I'm really excited about this. And this pack was $3.29, not on sale, but I got it on sale. I think it was for $1 something or less. Another pack that I'm really excited for is stevia, because I used all of my stevia seeds in the spring and I didn't get any to germinate. Or maybe I did and then I drowned them or something. Something happened. But I definitely want to grow stevia because we actually use stevia, like liquid stevia. So I got 2 packs of these and they were $2.99 for 12 seeds. So very expensive. So I got it on sale. I think it was about $1 and I got 2 packs of that. So I'll have another chance to grow stevia and then make a tincture out of it, because that's what we use stevia for when we want just like less sugar. We like in tea and stuff like that. I don't really like really sweet tea. If I do use like get sweet tea from like the store or something like that, I always halfen it with water because I just think it's so sweet. And so with stevia, I can get unsweet tea, put a squirt of stevia in it, and it tastes sweet enough for me. Stevia is very potent, so sometimes it can taste even sweeter than regular sugar, and it is an acquired taste. But if that's something that you already like, then growing stevia would be good to have. Ooh, I forgot I ordered this honey boat winter squash. Maybe I'll plant this because it says that it takes 90 days to 90 days to harvest, and like I said, we have a little bit over 100 days. We'll be cutting it pretty close, but with these seeds, you only you plant them, like you direct sow them basically. So I might, like, I've heard about this. I heard that it's a really good squash, so maybe I might plant that. Okay, so I have these two varieties of broccoli, and I think I'm going to do 18 of each to fill this whole tray, because this tray has 32. Actually, this tray has 36, and so I'm going to do 18 of each variety. So I have completely finished. We have our tray of cauliflowers, we have our squashes and cucumbers, we have broccoli, and then we have some cabbages. Forgot about this broccoli rabe, and then the Brussels sprouts as well. So I'm so happy that I finished that. I am interested in you guys' gardens. Are you guys starting a fall garden? Is it even time to start a fall garden where you live? Do you start a fall garden? Let me know down in the comments below if you're going to be starting a fall garden, or if this is your first year gardening, or you're going to try. Definitely think you should try to grow a fall garden if you've never grown a fall garden before, just because it's so much simpler. I feel like with the bugs and the weather, obviously, because it's starting to get cooler, to maintain a fall garden than it is to maintain a summer garden. Definitely try a fall garden. But I am on my way into the garden now because I have some pruners. We're going to be taking out some plants that like some tomatoes and the cucumbers that are diseased, to make room for new plants. Just walked in and saw that this rose is producing another rose, and it's definitely grown big on both sides. Slower than I anticipated, but they're definitely growing bigger. I do still have my roses that I need to plant up front that we did end up pruning. Not pruning, I mean weeding. My kids and I weeded that front area yesterday, and so I have a few hours before I have to leave the house, and so I'm just going to see what I could get done. But I will see you guys next time. Bye.